Nice.
So feeling your way there into a comfortable place, a seat, or lying down. When we would begin tonight, we'll begin our movement practice lying down. So if you feel like getting right into that position now, go for it. And if you want to place the soles of the feet together and come into reclined butterfly, you can do that. If you want to try any variation of a supine posture that feels good. And if you want to try something else, if that doesn't feel so great, come out of it. You can use props, whatever works. We'll be here just for a few minutes to settle in and kind of take a break from a pause from the events of our day. Some time here to take care of ourselves, tapping into our resources there that we have to be, so we can renew. We can renew our energy reserves, reboot a little bit, reduce any stress level. Just tapping into those personal resources that we have. Just try to access those tonight. So take a moment, make any adjustments to your posture, settle into comfort, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you tilt the chin slightly towards the chest just to find a little more length in that upper spine. Soften wherever you can. Just let ourselves slow down here. And we'll have the intention to really enjoy this time together, this 50 minutes or so. And to make the most of it, to be present. Begin by feeling grounded. Notice the surface below you, helping to support you, give you a sense of safety. Feel your nourishing breath enter in through your nostrils. A little bit cool maybe as it enters, and then release through the nostrils too, and notice that warm air passing out. Breathing in, filling up with that positive energy, any positive energy that you'd like to draw in. Imagine drawing that in with your breath. And anything a little heavy that you don't need to carry anymore, just let that go with your exhale. Keep breathing in and out through your nostrils. A few more rounds of breath. Noticing all of the sensations that accompany the breath. Just feeling the expansion of your torso with the in-breath and the release with the out-breath. Maybe you'd like to scan through the body now, moving either up from the feet to the crown or from the crown down to the toes, noticing whatever you feel as you go with the mind's eye there, without judgment, without any expectation. Remembering why we're here tonight, just to give ourselves the goodness, your physical and your emotional self, all of the goodness that you might need. And then check in with how you're feeling emotionally and energetically tonight, and just resolve to honor that as well. Commit to just honor how you're feeling physically, emotionally, and energetically. Take a couple more breaths here. Maybe you want to connect with an intention, something to carry with you on your mat throughout your practice and beyond. Maybe just that resolve to be present. Maybe there's a particular emotion that you would like to cultivate more of in your life, in your daily life. And just bring that to mind now. Maybe it's a word or phrase. So we'll begin to move on our mats now, just maybe lengthening the legs to begin. And then just find a reach with your arms overhead. Take a nice big stretch, reaching, pulling in opposite directions, maybe lengthening through the right side and then the left side. Just alternating, finding a bit of a lateral stretch there too as you lengthen. Take one big deep breath as you stretch all 10 fingers and 10 toes. And exhale, soften, release. Let's bring the arms to a gentle cactus position. Bend the knees and then walk the feet to either side of your mat. Press your lower spine into the mat and then just soften. Let that natural curve come back. Let's swish the knees side to side. And find a holding position, right side or left side, wherever you start. Draw that upper knee down with by hooking the lower ankle over the knee, if you like. And if you press through that upper hip, so press forward, you might feel a little more sensation in that hip flexor right down to the knee, quadricep. When you're ready, just let the knees come back to center and fall gently to the other side, maybe hooking that ankle, lower ankle over the upper thigh and knee. And press that hip forward a little bit, that upper hip. See if you can just really tune into that area. Just isolate that hip flexor. And then we'll release, bring the knees back to center. And just find a few pelvic tilts here. Reach your arms down long at your sides. Tuck your chin a little closer to your chest. Just settle there. Find length in the spine. Press your lower spine into the mat as you breathe out. And then breathe in. Allow that curve to come back into the spine. A few more times like this with your breath. So just find your own rhythm here, using your breath as a guide. Gentle pelvic tilts. Your abdominals are working here. Just awakening the spine as well. And then we'll bring the knees in toward the chest. And if you place a hand on top of each knee, just use the hands to guide the knees around, either clockwise or counterclockwise. Find some circles there. As you draw circles on the ceiling with your knees, you're just massaging your lower back. And then you can change directions. And bring them back to center. Let's take our strap now. It's nearby, grab that. And we'll just wrap it around the balls of the feet and then lengthen the legs so you're sending your soles up toward the sky. One end of the strap can be in each hand. And just gently draw the legs towards your torso. Again, find length in the spine, so maybe tuck the chin slightly and reach the tailbone in the opposite direction. The hips are grounded, we're not lifting them here. Let's just focus on those hamstrings. And bring the toes, really flex the feet so the toes are drawing towards your shin bones in that direction. Just increases the sensation there. And if you want, you can draw some circles in the ceiling with the soles of the feet. So then just exploring here, see what feels good. That might feel nice again in the lower back. Or stillness might feel best for you tonight. Change directions if you're finding circular movement. And then we'll find stillness. Let's release the left leg long. Or you can plant the sole of the foot on the mat. Draw that right leg towards your torso a little bit. And then we'll take both straps into the right hand and just softly lower the leg to the right, opening that inner thigh. And we're trying to keep the left hip grounded here as well. So the left hand can ground down to the left hip bone, or it can extend out from your shoulder for counterweight. And let's just check in with the right leg, soften it so that it's not doing any work. It's completely passive here. The strap and your right arm are supporting. See how it feels here just to take, move that strap up a little bit. So as you draw the leg up, it might just be a centimeter or something. Just see how that feels if you get a little more intensity. That stretch, just find that sweet spot. Use your strap to help you. We'll take another nice big breath in. And release it out with a sigh. We'll draw the leg back up to center. Nice and slowly, using the strength of your core. Then take the straps in the left hand. Allow the leg to follow to the left. And then you're going to just try to, of course, that right hip will be raised here, but we're trying not to make this about a spinal twist. So you can maybe hook your right thumb there and the right hip crease, drawing the right hip back a little bit so you're not twisting too much. And then again, just see what happens here if you move the strap. Does it become more intense or too intense? If you pull the strap up a little bit, just ease off and find that place where you can still breathe easily, but you're feeling a nice lengthening sensation. My dog's just made an appearance here to me, but you can't see her. Then we'll draw the leg back up to center. Find that half happy baby. So bend the right knee. Take your right hand to your foot or your ankle, and then use your left hand around the strap to find an even deeper happy baby. Breathe deeply here. Find another nice big inhale. Sigh it out through an open mouth. And let's switch legs. So bend both knees and we'll slip that left foot in. Release the right leg long. Lengthen that left leg up towards the sky. Draw it towards you. Another breath like this. And then take the right hand to both ends of the strap and soften the leg out to the left. Check in with the right hip. Make sure that it's still grounded. And just find that perfect placement. Really relax that left leg into the strap. Let it be passive. Let it be held. And then let's firm up through the core. Slowly draw the leg up to center and then take the strap into the right hand. Left leg falls gently to the right. You can draw that left hip back a little bit by hooking your thumb in there if you want, or just extend your right arm out to the side. Maybe that helps you from over rotating. Another breath here. And then whenever you're ready, take another breath if you want. We'll just make our way to that half happy baby on the left side. Find using the strap as well as the hand just helps make it a little bit deeper, a little bit easier to facilitate more opening there. I'll just prepare to release the foot from the strap. We can set it off to the side for now. Bring both the knees into the chest. And then we're going to take a twist to the left. So keep both of the knees together and just drop them over to the left. Hold here for a couple of breaths, and then we're going to do a little bit of shoulder flossing. Those shoulders that need a little stretch tonight. So for now, take another breath. Gaze over that right arm. Knees drawn to the left. And then let's just roll right over onto our left sides. Stack one palm on top of the other. And then we'll take a breath in. Reach that right palm, that top palm, a little bit further out. And as you exhale, draw that arm open. Trace your fingertips along the length of your left arm and then across your collarbones, and then reach that right arm out. Let's circle it above us. So reach it behind your head. Just kind of drag it along the floor until the right palm comes to rest on top of the left again. And then we'll just do that a few more times. So extend that right palm a little farther. And then draw it back, opening up. Trace the right fingertips down the length of the left arm across the chest and then open wide. And circle around. Let's try that one more time on your own. We'll meet back here. And then when the palms come to rest together again, we'll move in the opposite direction. So this time, let's begin by circling that right arm. Drag it above. A big arc. Bring it back wide out to the right. And then take those fingertips and trace them across the chest and collarbones, down the length of that left hand, palm to palm. Let's try that 2 more times. Breathing in as you find that opening overhead. And then exhaling as you trace the fingertips back to meet the palm. One more time. And then let's just come back to center. So come back onto your spine. We'll make our way to supine twist to the right. So allow the knees to fall over to the right. Extend your left arm, gaze over your left arm. Draw that left shoulder blade down towards the mat. From here, we'll come to rest on our right side. So just take the hips are stacked, bring the shoulders to stack as well. And then that left palm will rest on top of the right palm. As you exhale, reach forward with the fingertips. And then as you inhale, open, drag the fingertips along the length of the right arm, cross those collarbones, and then open to the left. Circle the arm overhead. Bring the palms back together. Try that 2 more times on your own. Extend the left arm a little bit. Drag it back. Last time. And we'll meet back with the palms together. And then we'll reverse that. So arc that top arm, that left arm overhead, opening wide, and then tracing those fingertips back across the shoulder blades. Bring palm to palm. Try that 2 more times. Working on your last one. Whenever you're finished, we'll meet back on our spines. And let's bring the legs up towards the sky, soles of the feet up. Let's take the hands, interlace the fingers, place the palms behind the skull. Lift the head and shoulders slightly from the mat, firm up the core, and then we'll just scissor kick the legs from here. So lower that right leg or left leg first down to hover, and then draw it back up, and then lower the other leg down to hover. Bring it back high. You can also, we'll just keep doing this with the legs. You can decide whether or not you want to come a little bit higher with your torso, or tonight maybe you just want to rest your full upper body, head, neck, and shoulders can release onto the mat if you like. Different options always available for you. Nice slow and controlled movement here with the legs. We'll go for 3 more each side. Last one. Release the head, neck, and shoulders. Draw the knees into the chest. Maybe give them a little hug, wrapping your arms around your shins. Rocking side to side. And then just before we come up to seated, let's take the knees wide. And just as if you're coming into a modified happy baby, just rotate through the ankles, both directions, a few times one way and a few times the other way. Getting that synovial fluid working for us there. And let's make our way up to a seat. So you can roll over onto one side or you can rock along the length of the spine a few times. Make your way up. Find a comfortable seat. We'll just be here for a few minutes, just get into that neck area. So let's start by dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. You can extend your left arm out if you'd like a little more. If you want, you can point the fingertips down, or for a little more intensity, you can point the fingertips up. And if you want to add a little bit more here, you can bring your right fingertips to be just above your left ear. Almost as if you're pulling, rather than yanking your head down, just almost as if you want to find a bit of length there. It's almost pulling it down and up at the same time, sort of imagining those fingertips are drawing that ear up a little bit rather than down. Let's release that and just softly bring the head back up to neutral, and then we'll lower the left ear towards the left shoulder. Find that level, so just level the shoulders, and then you can extend your right arm out. Fingertips can point up or down. And then that option is there as well to take your left fingertips just above your right ear. So it's almost as if you're pushing into your fingertips as well as the fingertips are pulling into the just above the ear there. Please bring the head back to neutral, and then maybe find some movement that feels good. So that might be rolling the head in full circles or semicircles, or you might look over your right shoulder and come back to center, then look over your left shoulder. Just find some movement there. And again, check in with the shoulders. They're just settled and soft, softened away from the ears, and that they're level, parallel with the earth. So if you are experiencing some tightness and stickiness, tension there in the neck, just take your time with this one. And really, there might be one area that needs a little bit more attention than another. Linger there. And another really nice thing to do if you do have some discomfort or tension, tightness in there, is to have a shower and just let that warm water just hit that the upper shoulders and the neck, heating pad or something like that. Okay, bring our gaze back to neutral. I'll make our way to a tabletop position. So finding our way to all fours. And then let's find some cat-cow movements here. So drop the belly as you breathe in, bring the gaze high, tip the tailbone up, and then round the spine as you breathe out. And if there's any other variation of cat-cow, any other gentle spinal movement that would feel good here, and you just feel creative and want to be intuitive tonight, just find whatever movement feels good to you. As long as it's gentle. Being sure to go in both directions if you're moving in a circular way. And then we'll just meet back in neutral spine. We're going to extend the left leg back, pick the heel up to about hip height, and then check in with the hips, even just with your mind's eye. You can look back, but it's sometimes hard to get a vision there. So you can just remind yourself to level the hips as if you're holding a tray there across your lower back, sacral area. Let's cross the left toes over to the right. Set the toes down. Might bump the hip a little bit to the left and then look over your right shoulder at those toes. And we'll bring the gaze back to neutral. Pick the heel up. And take that foot right out to the left. Set the sole of the foot down so the heel and the hip are in line. Now let's walk the hands back and come upright. So you're going to straddle here. And we'll slide the left hand down the outer thigh. Reach the right arm up and over. Rotate a little bit open through the heart. So take the elbow and the shoulder back. Just feel this nice lateral stretch on the right. Let's come back up to center slowly. Take the right hand down, maybe to a block, or maybe it comes easily to the earth. Ground down through that right palm and reach your left arm long past your ear so your bicep is in line with your ear. Another full breath in and out here. And let's keep that left leg where it is. Walk the hands back so they're in that tabletop position. And from here, we'll tuck the right toes and send the hip back to the heel. Kind of a straddle child's pose here. Walk the fingertips forward. Maybe the forehead comes to the earth or block. So feel the fascia there around the toes opening up, bottom of that foot, inner left thigh. And slowly we'll make our way back to tabletop, bringing the left knee in to meet the right, untuck the right toe. We'll extend the right leg back this time, bring the heel up. Take a moment here just to find that alignment, strengthen that right hamstring and glute, gazing down between your fingers, between both hands. So the neck is nice and long, the spine is long. And we're going to cross right foot over to the left, ground those toes, bump the right hip to the right, look over your left shoulder. Bring the gaze back between the hands. We'll take the foot over to the right, set it down so it's just in line, the heel's in line with that right hip. We'll walk the hands back and come upright. Take that side bend to the left here. So reach your left to the right. Sorry, reach your left arm up. Lean over to the right, sliding your right arm down your thigh. Maybe palm up so you're not pressing too hard with your hand around the knee in this position. So that right palm's facing the sky. Take another nice full breath here. Rotate open through the chest. And when you're ready, make our way back upright slowly, and then with control, set that left hand down to a block or the earth. Find a nice long stretch here on the right side, right arm reaching long. Let's keep the leg as it is. Legs stay the same. We'll just walk the hands back to that tabletop position. And this time tuck the right toes under. Left toes under, and send the left hip back to the heel. Finding your straddle child's pose. Last breath. Make your way back to tabletop. Let's lower right down here. So take the knees back a little bit, walk the hands forward, and then bring yourself into a supported plank. So you're from the knees here, but still using a good amount of core strength and engagement. Keep your crown in line with your tailbone. Take a breath or two more here. Drawing the navel in and up. And then let's slowly lower down here, right to the belly. So keep the elbows in close. And just release right down. From here, press up into your version of Cobra pose. Just see where you want to stop for this first Cobra, where you want to hold for 2 breaths. And again, just find length in the spine here. So crown reaches up, pubic bone presses into the mat. And soften back down. Let's take another Cobra. So you could slide your fingertips down a little bit lower and then press up a little higher if that suits. If not, stay low. Sphinx pose is a great option as well. Big breaths in and out. Soften down. We'll do one more for the shoulders here. So let's extend the left arm straight out from the left shoulder. Take your right elbow high, temp the fingers. Bend your right knee and then roll over here onto that left shoulder. Stamp your right foot down behind you. And if you want a little bit more, if you want it to be a bit more intense in the left shoulder, then cactus that left arm. Let's take another full breath in. Release. And roll back onto the belly. And do the same thing on the other side. So bend your left knee this time. Stamp your left foot behind you there. Roll over into that right shoulder. Sometimes if you change the degree of the bend of the arm, or just even if you keep the arm straight, but you take your reach up a little bit higher, that can intensify the sensation. Just find that edge. Experiment till you find it, and then hold 2 more breaths. Rolling out of it, coming back to the belly. Make our way to a tabletop pose. And then let's find our way into downward facing dog. Lift the hips high. Just explore here about 3 breaths. Maybe finding some really rich bends in the knees. Alternately, taking your belly a little closer to the thigh as you really bend deeply into the knee. And then let's come to stillness in our downward facing dog. Take another breath. Relax the head. Reach the tailbone high as you press the heels back. And then as you breathe in, let's reach the right leg up behind, three-legged dog. And as you breathe out, we'll step it forward, finding our low lunge. Set the left knee down. Reach up, find your crescent moon. Soften the shoulders. Check in with the pelvis. Just tilt that tailbone. Reach it long. Tuck the belly in, and then sink down as low as you want to go here. So it feels just right for that left hip flexor. Let's cactus the arms here. Open through the heart space, throat. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Let's bring the hands down to the earth. Send the hips back, half splits. So you're lengthening that right leg. Toes might naturally want to point up toward the sky. Draw that right hip back just a little bit. Even just drawing attention to that area can just really make this a really more effective stretch for your hamstring. Come forward here briefly to low lunge, and then we'll come up to high lunge. So tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Just prepare to rise up here, body. Reach up with the arms. Press that left heel back, bend to the right. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, reach the arms back, sweep the arms back, and lean the torso forward. Airplane lunge. And do that one more time. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Come back to high lunge. And let's find warrior two with our exhale. So just spin that back heel down. Check in with the bottoms of each foot. Make sure you have a firm foundation there. Breathe warrior two. Release the hands to the low back. Interlace them. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, we'll come into humble warrior. Take your right shoulder just to meet that right knee, or just to the inside of the right knee. And then your hands can rest in your low back, or they can rise up just for a little more opening through the shoulders. Let's release the hands down. Bring the hands to the inside, the right side, the left side of the right foot. And we'll heel toe that right foot out. Preparing to come into our lizard pose here. So you can stay high on that left knee, or you can just let it rest and untuck the left toes. Hands are both to the inside of the right foot. And you can stay high on the arms. You can bring the forearms to a block. You can bring the forearms right down if you like. I'll take 3 breaths here. And we're going to transition to pigeon. Last big breath here. Just press into the palms if you're not already on your hands. And we'll heel toe the foot to the opposite side of the mat now. So the right foot's going to heel toe its way over to the left. And just set your shin across the mat on any angle. Your shin does not have to be parallel to the front of your mat. It is for some people, and for many people it's not. Any degree that works for you. Try to level the hips here first and reach tall through the crown. And then when you're ready, you can just walk your hands forward any amount. Again, like a block might come in handy here for your forearms. You might come right down. I'm going to take about 8 full breaths here. So settle in and try to soften through the shoulders and the jaw. Take some deep breaths. And for a couple more nice full breaths. Just gently release the pose. Just press your hands into the mat. We'll step back to a downward facing dog. Just find any movement here that feels good. You might want to shake that right leg out, find some movement through the right hip and knee, ankle. Some big circles or pedal. And then return your right foot to your mat. And on your next inhale, we'll raise the left leg high. Like a dog, reach that heel up. And on your exhale, step the foot forward, low lunge. Settle the right knee down. Crescent moon, bring the arms up. Soften the shoulders. Check in with the pelvis and then sink down as low as you want to go. Let's bring the palms together and then bend the elbows, take the thumbs to the nape of the neck. Just press your head into that, into the thumbs, thumbs into the head, open through the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. We'll release the hands down, make our way to half splits. So Ardha Manasana, send the hips back, lengthen that right leg, toes point skyward, torso's nice and long, hinging at the hips over that long leg. Draw the left hip back a little bit. Another nice big breath here. Forward briefly into our low lunge. Just tuck the right toes. Prepare to rise to crescent lunge, high lunge. So reach the arms high and again soften the shoulders. Press through that back heel. That right leg. Bend to the left. Breathe in. As you breathe out, shift forward, sweep the arms back. Inhale, arms rise back to your high lunge. Exhale one more time, airplane lunge. Inhale, arms come high. And on your next exhale, let's spin the back heel down. Find warrior two, look over your left fingertips and check in with your foundation. Let's release the hands, low back, interlace the fingers. Draw the shoulder blades together as you breathe in. Press the palms together. And as you breathe out, lower down, humble warrior, left shoulder towards that left knee. Release the hands to the inside of the left foot and then heel toe the foot a little bit farther to the left. And into your low lunge, your lizard here, you can ground the back knee that right knee, or you keep it high. And stay up on the hands with arms straight. Bend forearms to a block or forearms to the earth. 3 breaths here in the lizard. Let's press up. And then that left foot's going to just heel toe its way over to the right. So you're preparing for your pigeon on this side, setting the shin down. Whenever you're ready, on whatever angle feels right for this side. Walk that right foot back just a little bit. And then lengthen up through the spine, level the hips. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Walk the hands forward and you out. 8 breaths here on this side in your pigeon. So as you settle, check in with the shoulders, the jaw, soften there, and then use your breath here in this posture, just with your mind's eye, send your breath to that, wherever it needs to go. Maybe it's that outer left hip, creating some space with the breath as you hold the pose and really soften. Give yourself time. Time for a couple more nice full deep breaths. Softly release, use the palms, press them into your, let's swing the right leg around front so that we're making our way to a staff pose, and then find some movement there. Make sure you find some movement, especially in that left leg, ankle, knee, hip. We're gonna make our way right down to a supine position. We're going to come into legs up when we get there. So let's center on our mats first and just ease our way back down. One thing at a time, reach forward with the hands. Soften back, vertebra by vertebra. And then from here, you can either place a block under the hips or just have the hips grounded down to the earth. We'll take both legs up towards the sky. We're going to take just about 5 breaths here. If you have a wall nearby, you can make your way over there, or even a couch or a stool, and you can bend the knees to 90 degrees and rest the calves on your stool or your chair. So a really nice posture to prepare us for Shavasana, which is our final posture always. It really activates that parasympathetic nervous system, setting us up for that rest and digest experience. You have made your way over to the wall and you like that, you can keep your legs up for Shavasana if you like. You can stretch out, making your way into your final resting posture. Once you soften into your Shavasana, just take the mind's eye, a little bit of a journey through the body and from the brow and the temples, and all those tiny muscles around each eye. Allow it to soften the cheeks and the jaw, all of the facial muscles. Just imagine that softness passing all the way through your body, down to your toes. Give ourselves a few more moments here to feel the effects of our practice. Just absorb all of that to muscle work we've done tonight. The effects that that has on the body and the mind. Resting here in balance. Resting just in being. Feeling pressed out, and you just want to stay right where you are. Meditation is always there, just to remain right where you practice in your Shavasana. Rather close your practice in a seated posture. Draw a little energy back to the body, softly finding some small movements. Breath. great. Seated. Where we'll close with a breath together. We'll breathe in. We fill the lungs as we raise the arms high. Palm meets palm. Exhale. Lower the palms to the heart. Take a final moment here just to reflect. A moment to reflect on your intention, maybe, or to be grateful to yourself for showing up for your practice tonight, for your self-care, for your well-being. Thank you so much for being here to share practice together tonight. I hope that going forward next week, it's a great week and